is so nice outside. Like, it's basically cold, and I'm wearing a sweater. It was crazy too, because yesterday on Mount Lemon, they had snow. It rained and snowed, so that's just crazy. It's May. I like it. I'm all for it. You guys know me. I am way into the cold, so I'm like, let's do this. Let's stay this way. But apparently this weekend, it's going to drift into 90. Gross. So, anyways, now I'm sad. So I was shared this morning about how I had blood in my bag. Good morning. So this is my 10 o'clock exchange. So this is me draining out what I put in at 7. And as you can tell, it has a tint of red in it, which means that there's blood someplace. I'm not really alarmed about it because it happens every so often, and I'm not even sure why. I don't know if it's because I've sat in a weird position for a long time. I don't know if it's because I go dancing or, excessive workout, because it doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen consistently to an activity. So I don't know. It happens. So when I do my 1 o'clock exchange, if it's still red, that might be concerning. But typically the exchange after, it's not. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And I don't know why that happened. So I'm going to go home right now because I just had my meeting. I'm going to go home, do my next exchange, and see what's in that bag. And hopefully I'm good to go. And, it was just a weird thing that happened. So then the newest thing in my life is that I had to depart from Marshall. And if you don't know who Marshall is my tortoise. He's probably about the size of a dinner plate, so he's grown quite a lot since I've had him, and I've had him for probably at least 3 or 4 years. I was given him because the owner who found him didn't have time for him necessarily, and she was in the middle of moving, and she didn't want to leave him where he was. So where he was wedged under this goat pen, and he was like basically starving to death. It was kind of sad. So she didn't want to leave him there, of course, so she took him and then had him for a good 6 months, I think, and then she was like, oh, you like turtles, here. And so I ended up taking him, and he just lived in the apartment. It was great. He wandered around and came out when he wanted to eat. He knows what the fridge was like. He would come out when you open the fridge door, and she'd given me this little hamster cage for him. That way he wouldn't fall off the patio, right? So I've had him all this time, and when we moved into the second apartment, which is upstairs in the shadier part, I realized that he's not going to get the sun that he needs, and so I was really worried about that, because I'm like, tortoises have to have sun. Turtles do too, but they can be good in like an aquarium with the light, and I guess there's argument that a tortoise could too, but it just wasn't good. Like, he needs to be like, and I try to keep them like outside where they would be in their environment outside if they were wild, right? So I got him a rabbit hutch. Oh, it's not really a rabbit hutch. It's like a rabbit cage, or maybe a gerbil cage, was it? I don't know. Anyways, it just like clips together, and it has this cloth lining bottom, so you can take it out and clean it if you need to. But anyway, so that's what I put together for him on the porch, on the patio. And it's been there for like, I don't even know, like 6 months, if not more. So apparently each other's laundry. Okay, so every time my towels were stolen, my brand new towels that I purchased when I lived on the corner apartment were stolen, the apartment told me that they did not have cameras that worked. The cameras stood inside, like they're in there installed in the laundry room, but they don't work. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Okay, fine, whatever. Then the second time I bought some brand new Christmas blankets, like Ross has, and I had them in there, and somebody picked through my laundry and pulled out those blankets. That made me really upset. And again, there's like nothing they can do about it, because I was like, show me who it is and I'll go confront who they are and get my blankets back. And then another time they went through my laundry and picked out different clothing items. And I'm like, I was mad. I was like, who are you letting move in here that has these kind of morale, behaves this way? It's stupid. And I was really upset about it. And so basically, they renovated the laundry room, and they were like, yeah, the cameras are there now, and all this fancy stuff, like you can use your phone to access the washing machine, and it just makes me mad. So anyways, when those things happen to me, nothing happens. I've had my car broken into, my son and his girlfriend have had their cars broken into. Donnie no longer parks on our side of the building. He parks by the pool because there's more traffic around the pool and lighting, because he has like expensive guitar equipment in this truck. And so it's just, I was really upset, and I was like, how come when I'm violated against, nothing happens? But God forbid a non-living item is on my patio. That's not right. It's not fair. And Marshall has to have sun. He gets only a portion of sun on one half of his cage, and the other half is all shade, thank God, because I really like the shady parts, right? And she was like, well, we have to be fair, and we can't let you have it and not let somebody else. And I said, well, who else here has a tortoise? I'd like to know, just because they could play. And she was just really rude about everything, and just so frustrating. And I told her, I said, how come this inanimate object here is getting a violation, but when we've had the hobo living behind the garbage dumpster, nothing happens with that, and my life is actually in danger from him because he's just creepy? And I said, how come Katie gets a violation for having Christmas clings on her glass door, like a couple weeks after Christmas? Like, what does it matter? What does it matter? And she's like, oh, it's because the colors can fade on the stickers, and they can, if you leave Christmas lights up, they start to fade, and it just looks really ugly. And I was so mad. And I was like, I told her, I was like, who are you to say that something is ugly that belongs to somebody else? I'm pretty sure that I can go to your house and find something that I think is ugly. You can come in my house, and I'm sure you'll find something that you think is ugly. Who are you to say that? We don't live in a Nazi prison camp. This is so ridiculous. I was really, really upset. I also had a very bad headache, and I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. And unfortunately, it just seems weird because I'm a naturally outgoing, fun-loving, kind person. But when I'm at my home, I don't want to be interfered with. I don't need my neighbors to know my business. I don't like it. I don't want to have to stop and talk to everybody on my path to my apartment. I just want to get into my sanctuary where it is my quiet place and my place to chill. Because I need that. I have to have that because I am in the media spotlight. I'm in social media spotlight. I'm in every kind of spotlight ever. And I put myself there, but I'm in control of that, and I can pull myself back out, And so I don't like to be bombarded by ridiculousness, So anyways, I wish I could for an inanimate object that just sits there. It doesn't make any noise. Every time these stupid dogs bark, because Smokey is trained to not bark unless he's startled, which would be UPS. UPS likes to knock on the door for whatever reason. And I kind of think maybe it's policy because they tend to be the only ones who do it. Amazon, Walmart, whoever else does not do that. So UPS tends to do that, and fine, whatever. And so Smokey might give a bark because he's startled. And again, it's his job. Like if somebody's breaking in, yeah, Smokey bark. But these stupid dogs down the way that just yap and yap and yap, and every single leaf that falls on the ground, all of a sudden they think their lives are in complete danger. And it's just ridiculous. And I'm like every time those dogs bark, I'm going to start complaining, because that's a violation to my peace and quiet. And I'm usually taking a nap, and I have to take a nap because I'm on dialysis. I contacted his original owner, whose daughter just happened to buy a house in Vail. And because of that, she was thrilled to have him. She's like, we're going to make this enclosure. We're going to give him a habitat. He's going to have so much access to roam. And my heart is broken because I'm like, I miss him and I love him deeply. But also, I'm also glad that he's going to have the environment that he needs. And so that's even more important. So anyways, we moved him on Saturday.